Dear Boomers, today's quote is another Rumi. I'm going to do a series of Rumi interpretations of some of his wisdom and mystical insights. Today's is do not grieve. Anything you lose comes around in another form. Do not grieve. Anything you lose comes back in a different form. Life is a series of arrivals and departures. Seasons shift. People come and go, and often we grieve. But the great mystic poet Rumi offers a perspective that can change how we move through loss. Do not grieve. Anything you lose comes back in a different form. So that takes a certain amount of faith, doesn't it? Because when we lose someone or something or an animal, we think it's a permanent loss. But we may dream about them. We actually might see them out of the corner of our eye. If I sit down to write something, all of a sudden, the voice of the person we have lost comes through to us and we rejoice. So sit with this wisdom, breathe in, and let it begin to change your relationship with loss, with change, and with the natural flow of life. Loss is not always death, it's the ending of a chapter, the letting go of a job, a belief, a friendship, an old identity. Or in the case of my niece, she just sold her house. She's leaving her house in June, and she has to learn how to let go because that was the childhood home. Then she bought it. And now she is embarking on a whole new chapter, a whole new life, a whole new path. There's a road that diverges, and she has to decide which channel, which road, which choice to go down. So Rumi reminds us not to fixate on the form of the house, in the case of my niece, the form of the person who has died, but to trust the essence. That essence is joy, love, wisdom, forgiveness, and cannot be destroyed. That those things cannot be destroyed. So if we elevate our emotions and concentrate on those emotions, it just means that whatever has decided to leave, just changes shape, really. And grief is natural, but so is transformation. We can talk about a woman in her 70s, loses her spouse and thinks her purpose is gone until she finds community and becomes a mentor to younger people, to younger widows. A man loses his job at 62 and he fears irrelevance, but he finds creative joy in photography, something he never had time for before. And that's an interesting point right there. Not having the time for something we've always wanted to do. And then when we move on from a job that has held us down for how many years? Like for me, it was 40 years as a nurse. And I did not have the time, although I would force the time, to blog and to do things like that. But each loss gives way to a new life, a new form of the same deep calling. What if in the second half of life we do face transitions, retirement, empty nests, health changes, and often these feel like irreversible endings. But what if instead they are just a doorway into the quantum field? What if aging is not a decline, but a deepening? Rumi's quote isn't about denying grief. It is about trusting that life never stops creating and what you have lost is not gone. It is being reformed into something that your soul needs. Now, think of something or someone you have lost. Ask, what essence did that person or experience bring into my life? And where else is that essence showing up now? Can I welcome its new form? Be aware that the new form is here to teach you to let go. You might find that the love you thought was gone has reappeared in community. The confidence you lost with age shows up in wisdom, and the time you feared was wasted gives way to purpose. And before I forget, the Dear Boomer community is open, and the link is in the description. So don't grieve, please. Do not grieve the old chapters for too long. I mean, you have to feel the pain and you have to feel the grief, but then trust Rumi. We can all trust Rumi. Anything you lose comes up around again in another form. Let that promise carry you gently into the next stage of your becoming. And if this video resonates with you, please check the video that shows up here. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps the algorithms. And join the community, Dear Boomer community. And I'm waiting for you because it will be fun to meet. Who knows? Maybe we met in another life. Love to you all. Love to you all.